Yes, I am back. And I just got done sanding these walls. And you see here, yes, I did use it. I've got everything nicely sanded and nice and smooth. And see, if you sand too much, I didn't really sand any harder than I thought, but you see right there, that's the quickset showing through. And see, here's another patch. Here's a little bit of quickset showing through here, and a little bit right there even. If you get that much, that's not enough to do anything. See, there's another little bit right up in there. But you don't want to, if you don't want to sand off too much, or you're going to get too much of that quickset showing through, okay? See this wall here? There's a couple little spots showing and up on the ceiling, but that's good. And I sanded all the way out as far as I needed to. And then I took a dry rag and I wiped all that down to get most of the dust off. And then I was talking to the owner and he said, hey, what kind of rag you want? You want a wet one? I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I used a dry rag first, and then I used a wet rag. And then I wiped over all of that, and that got lots of the dust off. But when you use a wet rag, you just want to kind of lightly do it. You don't want to do it any harder than need be, because what happens is you could get the top of your sheetrock mud wet, and then you could start smearing it, okay? But I wiped it all down. Now it's all ready to be primed. Oh yes. Man, we're doing pretty good with this project. I don't need any of this now. And you see this craft paper, I took an extra piece of craft paper, so when I was mixing up the sheetrock mud and the quickset and stuff, anything I didn't have, I threw down here. Now I can fold that piece up, and there's extra craft paper down. We put it up over here on the sink. We put it down here on the floor. See all this dust? We can sweep some of that up before we start painting so we don't track it out into the other room. And I even put a piece of craft paper right here, my favorite stuff. This is not that resin paper. This is just brown, but they have that reddish stuff at the store too. So see, I'm gonna put that there on over to the carpet right there. That way you can wipe your feet. It kind of protects areas right in here. And then you can just leave this paper down after you sweep all this stuff up, and this can be your drop cloth for your painting. Okay, now once he does his painting, he's gonna have to take this light fixture down. It's a good thing to do that. At least the top trim, that unsnaps, and then that whole outside piece comes down. He'll probably have to take the blind down, or he could leave that up. It's gonna be kind of tricky to cut that in. Take the picture off. I mean, you can go as far as taking the towel ring off, and even the towel bars. You know, it doesn't take long to do that, especially if you're going to repaint the entire thing. If you're not going to just paint the patches, you're going to repaint all the walls. Don't think, oh, I'll just kind of take this stuff. Hey, come on. Why is this thing blurry? You know, this is supposed to be a good camera. What's the deal here? There's no dust on here. I've left it out. But in any case, take these off, because if you think, oh, I'll just paint around this with the roller, no biggie. I'll use a mini roller or something, then I'll cut in around here with the paintbrush. Well, here's the thing. This is smooth wall finish. There's no texture on these walls or on the ceiling or anything like that. And when you paint, you want to try to use the same thing. If you're going to do it with the roller, and I would suggest doing it with the roller, you don't want to paint around here with a paintbrush, because then that's going to be smooth with the brush, and then your roller right in through here everywhere else is going to have a natural texture look on there, depending on what kind of roller you use. Okay, see, here's some of my dust remnants. I should probably wipe that off. But that dust gets everywhere. Let me tell you, after you sand, you'd be surprised. And we ended up leaving the door on, and I closed the door when I sanded in here. Okay, this dust goes everywhere, so make sure to keep the door closed. And if you have any air conditioning ducts or anything like that, make sure those are shut off and turned off and all of that. And keep your dust to a minimum. But see how dusty it gets everywhere. Okay, do a good job and get ready to do your painting. That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.